Welcome back to another episode of the Chicago White Sox franchise. You'll never believe this, but I'm recording this right now only hours after the last episode went live. I wonder when this one will come out. Anyways, there was a lot that happened last episode. That was probably our biggest episode we had yet, and we didn't even technically finish the month of July. We didn't make it all the way to the trade deadline because I had a bunch of trades that I had planned out, and I didn't want them to happen too late, and maybe some of the people I was targeting weren't available anymore. So we did it with about a week, a little over a week until the deadline, made a bunch of trades, and made big changes to both the present and the future of this franchise. So to start today's episode, I want to just go over what the roster looks like after that huge shakeup. I want to highlight all the new players, where they are in their system. We made a bunch of call-ups, not just to the big leagues, but also AA to AAA, single A to AA. So I just want to start today by giving you guys a lay of the land in terms of what our whole organization's looking like. So let's start in AA, and the first trade we actually made last episode was a CPU initiated trade where we got rid of Travis Jankowski to add this BJ Murray Jr. I don't want to say I have high hopes for him in the future, but it was a good trade for what we were getting rid of. He's a switch hitter, C potential, 65 overall. You never know where somebody like this could ending up. Another new player in the organization, Paulino Santana in center field. We stuck him down in AA, acquired him in a trade, 18-year-old, 60 overall, C potential center fielder, the sort of guy you don't know what he could turn into. He's got a lot of time to get there at 18 years old. 60 overall is pretty solid for being 18 years old. From there, the next new one is actually a call-up from single A. We're giving Caleb Bonnemer a spot on the AA team. I've actually got him starting too. This is a guy, if you're a White Sox fan, you know this name. He has risen up the prospect ranks. And honestly, I didn't even pay too much attention to him until just now. I didn't realize how solid he actually looks like he could be. He's only a 58 overall. He's very low, but he's also only 19 years old. He's got to see potential, and I feel like he has a pretty solid foundation here. 50 power both ways. The hitting overall isn't bad. It's really just that vision that's got to have a lot of work done. But I'm interested to see what he can do in AA. The one last addition of the AA position player group is Arnaldo Lantigua. I think we also got him in the Paulino trade, but another young C potential, 58 overall. He's like technically in the exact same spot Bonnemer is right now. Just another guy you don't know what he could potentially turn into down the road. I do have him starting against lefties down here in AA for some sort of platoon option just because he is a righty himself. And then over to the pitching side, we've got Kyle Carr in the starting rotation. We got him as kind of the throw-in in the trade with the Yankees at a 62 overall, 22 years old. He was actually having a really solid AA season so far. Some pretty good progression too. So even though he's slightly on the older end for a 62 overall, still somebody who, you know, down the road, you don't know. He could turn into something interesting. He's a lefty. Then I think the only other call-up or new player on the AA squad is I called up Aldrin Batista from single A, who technically is a starting pitcher. Same overall as Kyle Carr, but since Carr was having a good AA year, I wanted him starting. Now Batista is the highest rated arm in the bullpen, so we've just got him closing right now. So yeah, our AA squad now is definitely not filled with some of our more exciting prospects. It's a lot of young guys with C potential who you never know what they could turn into, which in itself, in a way, is exciting. Moving on to the AAA squad, and here you go. You can see it right away. Maybe our two biggest homegrown prospects both got called up to AAA at the same time, Hagen Smith and Noah Schultz. First of all, Hagen Smith, he's up to a 76 overall right now. It's going to make me have to seriously think about him being in our big league rotation next year. He's had good progression. We can't see the AA season here, but he was doing pretty well in AA. I think we might have gone over it last episode. It wouldn't be too different now. Noah Schultz next. He is 2 overall points behind Hagen Smith, but he's our A potential at a 74 overall. And I do remember he was absolutely lighting up AA. He was the futures game starter. I think he had a 2.20 ERA in AA. I don't know if I'd be as aggressive in wanting him to be in the big league rotation next season like Hagen Smith could potentially be. I'd like to see some of these attributes get a little higher. I think 49 hits per 9 would be a little low to play in the big leagues right now. And then the third one, Grant Taylor. You can't forget about Grant Taylor, but he's not too far behind Schultz and Hagen Smith. 72 72 overall right now. He was also tearing up AA. He might have been like equal with Noah Schultz, really. And I know Taylor in real life, if you're a White Sox fan, you know him as, the hard throwing back end of the bullpen guy. But he was supposed to come up through the system as a starting pitcher. I'll actually be interested in real life if they do, do the Chris Sale, Garrett Crochet kind of Michael Kopech route and start trying to turn Grant Taylor into a starter, which is what he is for us. That's what he's coming up through the system as for us. We also have some call-ups to the bullpen. Wickelman Gonzalez, he was also lighting up AA. I wish it would still let you see their AA stats, but he was doing really good in AA. Progression's looking good. He did start the season in AAA, so he's got some stats, and he wasn't looking too great, so hopefully now that he's got a bit more experience under his belt, he'll look better up here in Triple. We also called up Blake Burkhalter. This might have been the first trade we made of this franchise way early on, but I traded away Nick Maton to get him. But yeah, good young C potential bullpen arm. Sometimes a C potential mid 70 overall guy is all you need in the big league bullpen. And then the two big acquisitions in the bullpen. First, Luis Perales. We have him in AAA. Traded for him last episode. I think it was Slater that we got rid of to get Perales. But he has not been having the greatest season in AAA with the Red Sox. He hasn't, pitched any games with our organization yet. So hopefully our organization can help turn him around. And then the other big bullpen arm, Logan Evans at a 70 overall B potential, 23 years old. Really excited for what he could be for me in the bullpen. I mean, 99 velocity, 5-pitch mix. Again, that B potential, it's going to be great in the bullpen. He could probably make our bullpen next season. He actually probably should. Then over the position player portion of the AAA squad, the lineup. First new face is the biggest trade we made, Samuel Basayo at an A potential, 79 overall. I definitely could put him in the big leagues right away, but part of the reason I don't want to is he wasn't doing great, especially in regards to how good his attributes were in AAA, only batting 235, 739 OPS. I'd like to see those numbers come up, obviously. We're also trying to transition him into being a first baseman. He's got that as a secondary. He is a primary catcher, but we got to get him some reps. We can't just throw him straight into the fire as a big league first baseman, and I'd like to keep his prospect promotion incentive status intact for next year, because this could be a guy who would be in the mix for Rookie of the Year. Another new face we got from a trade, Yorbit Vivas, 65 overall, 23 years old. He could definitely be a good infield utility guy in the big leagues in the future. Probably wouldn't even take much. He's got a solid foundation for like a backup utility type guy. And I don't know if any Yankees fans watch this, but I feel like this is a name that I've heard pop up that Yankees fans just kind of love. So I want to see that. I want to see that for our squad. The other guy we got in that Yankees trade, also in AAA, Everson Pereira. He was technically probably the headline of that trade, even though, his overall's going down, his hitting is regressing. He was really not doing good in AAA for the Yankees this year. Again, just another guy we hope to turn around, and if we can turn him around, he should be pretty solid in maybe even the near future. And then finally, we got to talk about the big league squad, because a lot of the guys we traded away were in the majors. So we have a lot of call-ups. You probably have some questions about at least one name that's in there right now, and I'll answer that in a bit. Actually, I'll answer that right away, because I guess technically going down the list, he'd be the first guy to talk about. So Colson Montgomery's back. I brought him back up now. If you remember, I initially called him up because he was a prospect promotion incentive player, and I thought with his hitting attributes, he would have a chance to play well enough to win Rookie of the Year or something. That didn't work. He wasn't doing good. I wanted to send him down to keep his rookie status intact so we could potentially bring him back up next year to do the whole prospect promotion incentive thing all over again. But when I was looking more into how that works, I can actually show you right here, but it says the player must be rated as a preseason top 100 minor league prospect, and Colson Montgomery has lost that. He doesn't show up anymore on the top 100 prospects in baseball. I know I'm going way too fast here for you to see, but just take my word. Edgar Caro is the lowest one down there. If we go to our organization, Montgomery's below Caro. So Montgomery's no longer in the top 100. And I don't think he would make it back on the top 100 for next season, just based on the trajectory he's going. His attributes are decreasing a little bit. So I figured if he fell out of that, there's no reason to keep him in AAA. We had a spot to fill. I'm bringing him back up, seeing what he can do for me. We also called up Oscar Colas, and I'm actually kind of intrigued to see what he can do, because he's had some pretty decent progression in AAA this year, and he actually doesn't look that bad attribute-wise, especially against righties. 59-60, contact and power with 60, clutch, decent fielding with a great arm in right field. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see what he can do. And then Corey Julks is back up once again. He's kind of been up and down this year, but he should be up for probably the rest of the year. He's kind of just another spot filler, utility guy. Hasn't done that great. Has actually done pretty bad in the time he's been in the big leagues, but we have a spot to fill. We need spot fillers, and he's a spot filler. A lot of changes on the pitching end because we traded away most of our starting rotation. First of all, Jonathan Cannon is back. Sent him down very early in the year because, I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. But he's still one of our young B potential guys who, I mean, 75 overall is not low. So he's somebody we still want to have viable for the future, which is why I sent him down to AAA. But now we have a spot in the rotation to bring him back. He's got to turn it around. He's got to look good for me. Another similar one, Davis Martin, we sent him down pretty early in the year because he wasn't doing so great. He's definitely not as much of a future guy as Cannon is, but another guy, you know, that's had some big league experience. We've got a spot to fill so he can come up, be a starter for us for the rest of the year. And then that last rotation spot, I decided to give to Tyler Gilbert. I mean, I know that stamina is low. He's only 72 overall. I can't show you right now, but his AAA season was going incredibly well. Like for most of the year when I would check in, he had an ERA under 2. I think just before I called him up, it snuck just over 2. But that's gotta earn you a shot in the big league rotation, right? I was really going back and forth between going with him and going with Jairo Iriarte because Iriarte is a 75. He might be more of a future guy. I was really interested to see what we might have in him, but I went Tyler Gilbert. He has definitely earned it. He's a guy I could definitely see moving to the bullpen in the future, but again, for this year, he's earned that starter role. He's been a great starter in AAA. We're giving him a shot. And that's it for the call-ups. We didn't have to call up anybody else for the bullpen because we didn't trade away any of our bullpen, any of our big league bullpen at least. But then one last thing that we need to do before we can progress today is actually an oversight I had when I was making all the trades, but we have too many players on the roster. I think you're only allowed 93. We have 95, so we got to get rid of 2. But we're still here before the trade deadline, so there's really no reason to release people. So I'm making one more trade. And I already have this trade mapped out. I already have it planned out who I want to get rid of. But who I'm looking to get rid of is guys that don't really factor in too much to our future. So the first guy is Nick Nastrini. I just don't really like where his stamina is. See potential, 25-year-old, 72 overall. So he's got some value. He's got some potential. Just doesn't really fit in for me. Another one is Steven Wilson at 30 years old, not even a 70 overall. I can't show you, but he wasn't having a good year in AAA. He does still have some solid attributes though. He's got 3 years left of team control, so he's another guy that could have value to somebody, just not me. And then the last one is just somebody to fill that third spot to get one guy back to balance out, get us down to 93 players, but it's Tristan Gray. Nothing special here. He was just a 65 overall who had been in AAA for me. But looking back at our lineup here, we did only have 25 players on the roster. We kind of need one more outfielder, and I would like somebody good enough to start so that I don't have to have, you know, both Julks and Colas starting all time or anything like that. And Nick Nastrini actually drove some interest. There was a lot of interesting offers that teams were making or willing to make, but the one I settled on and the one we're making is the Milwaukee Brewers are prepared to give me Garrett Mitchell. His potential's actually gone down. I mean, I think it only shows up there if it goes down a full tier, so it might have only gone down from like an 80 to a 79. But yeah, he's a great fielder. He's got really good speed out there. He's going to cover a lot of ground. He's also pretty solid against right-handed pitching with good discipline. The vision is just abysmally low, and the clutch doesn't look great either. But he does have some good things going for him, namely that fielding and the speed. He's not having a terrible year this year, but I do see why the Brewers wouldn't care about holding on to him, especially since they're not competing. I also feel like a guy like Nick Nastrini is the exact type of guy the Brewers would go after, kind of a, you know, older on the development side kind of guy. Somebody I definitely could see the Brewers turning around in real life. Kind of the same deal with Steven Wilson. I feel like that's kind of another thing the Brewers do. Bring in older relief pitching and all of a sudden they're effective. So let's finalize this and what should be, unless we get an insanely good CPU offer, the final trade of this first season in the White Sox franchise. So he can slot in for Corey Julks against righties. We also have to move him to right field because technically left field isn't a secondary for him. For now, I'm not going to have him start against lefties, but with that fielding It could be an interesting option to have. It could be an option that would make sense, actually. But we're going to keep a bit of a platoon situation going on here. So now that our team is set after the trade deadline, that's what all of our rankings are looking like. I think we had like a day where we moved up to the 29th ranked team. Now we're back to 30, but we got rid of all the types of guys that I wanted to get rid of. All the old guys, all the expiring contract guys who were really only here for their potential trade value, and we got some trade value out of them. All right, and actually getting all that gameplay that you guys were seeing while I was talking about the roster got us through to the end of July. And look at what we put together by the end of it. I mean, we had a 7-game winning streak going, and it was here, the first game against the Rays before that game when we made all of our trades. So we made those trades, got a bunch of new players, and rattled off 5 straight. But the biggest thing is, if my count is correct, we finished the month over 500. We finished 13-12. I mean, we're still the worst team in the league. Actually, not by far. We're kind of creeping in on the Tigers. But if this was truly us turning the corner, man, I mean, my hopes of competing sooner rather than later might actually come true. And I mean, I don't want to spend too much time, but some notable players, man. Colson Montgomery has been going off since we called him back up. All these recent games are just since the call up. He's batting .382 with an 1152 OPS. Garrett Mitchell has been insane since the trade. He had a 4-game home run streak in games that he started in his first 4 starts since joining the team. That's not what I expected out of him when I traded for him. And then also just pointing out our new top prospect, Samuel Basayo. One of the worries when I traded for him was he wasn't doing that great. He wasn't looking that dominant in AAA, and he's come over and he's done really well himself since joining our team. But it is technically today that's the trade deadline. I don't have any more trades to make, but I'm really excited because once we sim past this, we'll finally get to see the results of our draft. And I did sign the rest of our picks. I guess I can't go into that screen, but every single pick we made, I signed, and I'm really excited to see a couple of them because they didn't sign right away, so we were able to continue scouting some of the guys I didn't have fully scouted. And the 2 guys that I took with the least scouting, they might be better than I could have hoped they would be. Chad Powell, his potential range stuck at 99. The lower end kept going up. Same with Jack Diaz. The guy I picked had like 10% scout, and I was just like, oh, let's just see what happens. The final pick of the draft. And his potential range kept going up. It stayed at 99. When I picked him, it was like the biggest default. It was like 65 to 99. By the time he signed, I think it was 78 to 99. So obviously he could still end up anywhere in there, but he's most likely going to be at least a B potential for a guy I picked that I had no idea what he could be. I don't know why I'm rambling and speculating about it. All I got to do is hit triangle right here and we'll see it. So let's just go ahead through, see if any more big trades come in. I did forget to mention there were a couple of big trades that did take place. Maybe I'll flash them up on the screen right now, the couple I took screenshots of. I do remember Scooble got traded, I think for Leo DeVries. So a tough pitcher leaves our division, but one of the top prospects in baseball comes into it. All right, but let's do this. Let's officially move past the trade deadline. I guess nothing else happened noteworthy because no things popped up. Yeah, I guess there was only one trade that happened at the deadline. It was the Brewers trading with the Blue Jays, just a reliever for Christian Bethancourt. Maybe I won't bother flashing up the trades that I took screenshots of because here you can see him. Scooble to the Padres for DeVries. The Mets got Isaac Paredes for Brandon Sproat. There is one more I remembered. Where is this one? Oh, Ke'Bryan Hayes to the Yankees. I didn't see that one. That's the one. Orioles get Sandy Alcantara. And I remember looking into it. Kobe Mayo and Bradfield were both B potential. So it's interesting to see what they paid for Alcantara versus what they paid for Dustin May for me. I don't know. I don't know if I got a deal or if I gamed the system. I don't know. But it looks like it's not actually time to see the draft picks yet. I had one more day to sign them, but I don't have any left to sign. So I guess what we'll do in the meantime, until we can look at them, we'll sim this first game against the Angels. We lose. It looks like Gilbert had a pretty rough start. His ERA is up to 13.5 now after 2 starts. So I get to see my draft picks. I do. Okay. I don't know how I want to do this. I don't know if I want to, when I'm editing, like block out the people before I talk about them and go one at a time. That would also mean that I have to keep myself from looking down at the whole list. I'm going to try and go one by one. I'll try and restrain myself here. We'll start with Boone O'Rourke. He's a 74 overall with an 86 potential. That's solid. Obviously, I would have hoped for the potential to be a little bit higher, but a 74 64 overall to start. I mean, he's already good against righties. 64 contact, 61 power. Clutch is a little on the low end. Vision and discipline's good. He's really good in the field. Hang on, it says he's a right fielder. I could have sworn he was a left fielder when I took him. I mean, he can play left, but I could have sworn his primary was left. I don't know though. Looks like a really solid player. Looks like someone who won't need a whole lot of time in the minors next season. Next, we got Kevin Parks. This is the one I'm excited about. He also has an 86 potential with a 63 starting overall. So not as good, I feel like, as the game made him out to seem. Remember, he was unranked. I discovered him actually, and we got him up to 100% scouted, and our scouts ranked him. It was either 9th or 10th. Managed to not have to pick him until the second round, and I'm glad I did, because yeah, he's not as exciting as I'd hoped. Hitting wise, it's really only the contact versus lefties and the discipline. The clutch is fine, but he's not great in the field as a shortstop. Not all that fast. It's definitely going to take some time to see how he develops and see what he's good at. All right, next up, Chad Powell, the one I'm excited. Oh my God, he's got a 99 potential. Well, now you know that I wasn't peaking early. 99 potential on Chad Powell as an 18-year-old at a 63 overall. This has got to be pick of the draft. On top of that, he's got high stamina and 99 velocity, two attributes that don't increase, at least from what I've seen. They're kind of like set. So he's already about as good as I could have asked for in those two. Everything else is going to come up. This pick right here alone This might motivate me to get these episodes out quicker to make sure we get deep enough into this thing, because oh my god, this is exciting. And this was a risk too, because I didn't fully know. I remember it was between him and somebody else, and I decided to take the risk. 5-pitch mix too, man. Oh my god, this is such a good pick. 99 potential. I can't get over that. 99! And we still got another one who could potentially be a 99. I'm more excited about that now. Did we hit 2 random 99s? That's not the next one though. The next one up is Juan Meza. He's got a 79 potential. I wasn't expecting much more out of him. I remember this one was a more like safe pick. He's also got the high stamina 99 velo though, which is really good. Decent enough starting overall at 65. I mean, 79 potential. That's as high of a C potential as it can be. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to write him off. He could be solid. It's just after a dude like Chad Powell, who's only 2 overall lower, but has the 99 potential. It's a little bit less exciting, a guy like this, but I mean, down the line, if he's like a 4th or 5th in the rotation kind of guy, sure. All right, next up, we got Jeff Morales. He's a 90 potential. We knew that though. We knew his potential was going to be high. He's a 51 overall though, which is a problem, and he's 21 years old. This is pretty much exactly what I expected out of him. We knew he was on the older end. He would have a low starting overall, but a high potential. So, I mean, he's got at least a solid contact and clutch foundation. He's fast. If we play this series long enough or sim far enough into the future, maybe. And then lastly, the other guy, the most random guy, the one I knew the least about, Jack Diaz. He's got a 93 potential. So not quite that 99, but he's also going to be starting at a 51 overall. At least he's 18. So he's got a couple extra years on Jeff Morales for the where he's starting. Interesting build though for a first baseman. He's definitely fielding focused. I mean, imagine if he develops all the way to that full potential. That fielding is going to be like Gold Glove caliber when he's an upper 80s type of guy. The hitting, I mean, who knows? It's so early to tell. I will take this though. I will take this. I am very happy with this draft. I'm happy with Boone, and obviously I'm incredibly happy with Chad Powell. I think Kevin Parks could be interesting. I'm not like super high on him or anything. Juan Meza looks like he could be solid, and then these other 2 guys, more of a project. We'll have to check back in a couple of seasons. All right, but now, I mean, with the whole draft pick thing taken care of, the trade deadline's passed, we're not playing for anything, we can kind of speed through the rest of the season, really. I mean, I'm not going to finish it today. We'll still save the last month plus for next episode. I'm actually eyeing ending it here after this Atlanta series because we still had other things to do today. Next episode, I don't think we'll have anything else to do but finish the season. So anyway, we've got about 3 weeks to sim here. I'll hop into any critical situations. First one, no critical situation. We get shut out 7-0. See what we can do about not getting swept. We have a critical situation. Down 1, 8th inning, 2 on 2 outs. We got to do something against Kenley. That's not going to be fun. Okay, and Corey Lee's up. He's 2 for 3, actually. We'll let him stay in, too. Give Edgar Caro his full off day. Ah, nice. All right. I'd like to see the swing feedback there. I don't really know how off of that I was, timing-wise or PCI-wise. All right, I think I'm going to do this, return to simulating with the game saying the importance drop below the level for critical situations. We'll see if we get back into a critical situation. We don't, we just lose. Garrett Mitchell, though, hit another home run, and Mydroth is 3 for 5. I forgot to mention Mydroth, man. He's been popping off, too. His batting average was over 300. I mean, if he wasn't hurt for a while at the beginning of the year, I probably would have called him up sooner. And if he would have been playing like how he's playing Mydroth, I mean, he would have had a shot at Rookie of the Year. Not like that would have done anything for the prospect promotion thing because he wasn't a top prospect. I also just want to say real quick, I know we haven't been seeing a whole lot of gameplay this episode, the last couple episodes, but I do just want to get to the end of this first season, and I do still have plans on next season having a lot more gameplay. I want to play more full games. I know this series has not gone the way that I would have liked, and we're sitting here in December, the end of December. There's not a whole lot of time left to get through this franchise, but I do still want to get through this franchise, and I want to play games with this team, and I'm still eyeing next season to do that, and then we'll play it from there depending on how fast I can come out with episodes. Anyway, that's for later. Let's worry about getting through these games now. We got a series against Seattle. We don't snap the losing streak. 4 losses to start August after having our best month yet, after having a winning month. All right, let's see Shane Smith on the mound. Can we snap it? We don't. We lose another one. Let's avoid 2 straight sweeps. Okay, we got a minor league injury and we still lose the game. This is not going well. I was so hyped up here, man, playing through these games to end July, recording that footage for when I was talking earlier. I thought this team was really turning a corner. We were competing. Now we're not. And Tyler Gilbert still getting lit up now. This is 3 starts. All right, well, Cleveland up next. Another loss. That is 7 in a row to start the month, and we ended on a loss. So that's a nice 8-game losing streak. See if we can snap it in game 2. We got a critical situation. Is this to close out a save? It is. Fraser Ellard on the mound. Runner on first, no outs in the 9th. We got to lock it down to end this losing streak. This is one of the more March to October-y type of critical situations, I feel like. End a losing streak, and we gotta complete a save. He actually is bunting. I guess I'll just have to take the out. Okay, he's gonna move up to third. I barely got a green throw there. 2 pitches, 2 outs, but a runner in a dangerous spot, and it's for Rocchio, who's 3 for 3 on the day. Gonna try and pitch around him a little bit. Somebody who's hot today. Ooh, that was okay. Wasn't supposed to be in the zone. Okay, I can live with that. Some close pitches, some good takes, but it gets a lefty up. Oh, okay, that's just strike 2. 0-2 count. There we go, chasing on the slider. Ellard finishes the save. We finally snapped this losing streak. How about Montgomery with a 3 for 4 game home run? I like seeing numbers from him. Feel like the fact that he dropped out of the top 100 prospects, you know, doesn't bode well for him if he was dropping as a prospect. So we need his numbers to look good. We don't want him to be a bust, especially since Kevin Parks didn't look as exciting as I would have hoped. And actually, speaking of, I guess one thing that I didn't really do after all those trades, we didn't look through our top prospect list. So let's look at what our top prospect list looks like as an organization after those trades. Samuel Basayo's number 1. Then we got Schultz and Hagen Smith. Luis Perales is number 4. I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought Logan Evans looked better than him. Grant Taylor's number 5. Teal is 6. Logan Evans 7. Braden Montgomery 8. Man, where is Colson? Or is he not a prospect anymore, maybe? Jairo is 9, and he might be getting the call here soon. Up to a 76 overall. If Tyler Gilbert, I mean, I might give him one more start, and if he gets lit up again, it might be Jairo time. Aldrin Batista, our 10th prospect. I would not have expected that. And then from there, Paulino, who we just traded for, Wickelman Gonzalez, Blake Burkhalter, Owen White, who I have no plans to be anything. Arnaldo at 16, we just traded for him. Caleb Bonham, I just called him up. Kyle Carr, your beat, both got them in the same trade. And then Juan Carrella to round it out. Honestly, he might look better than I realized. 23 years old, C potential 65, good progression on the hits per nine. He could be a future bullpen arm. All right, let's get back here. Let's make this next week a better week than the last one. Ended the last week on a good note. Let's end this series on a good note. We a really good note. 12-0 shutout to get the series win against a good Cleveland team, 66-52. I want to see what we did here. Luis Robert, 2 home runs. That's what I like to see. He's still only batting .229 though. All right, momentum. If we sweep the Tigers here, we would surpass their record. I don't know if we're battling for the worst record in baseball. Definitely the worst record in the AL. Marlins are at the same win count right now. So yeah, we're basically battling with the Tigers. This series, the battle for worst. And we have to sweep to not be worse. Let's get it started. We get the win. Okay, 3 in a row. We're a very streaky team, I feel like. All right, but here's the next Gilbert start. Keep an eye on this one. We win that one. A lot of runs given up, though. What did he do? He gave up another 5 and 4 2/3. Only 4 earned. Yeah, I think we've given him enough time. That's 4 starts. He's got a 10.43 ERA. He was a good story in AAA. He had a really good AAA season. I mean, I guess if I'm about to send him down, I can actually show you what his numbers looked like, which is why I called him up. But yeah, I was thinking about even like leaving him as a bullpen arm. With numbers like this, I don't want to leave him in the bigs, so he'll go back down to AAA. And now to show you what I'm talking about, actually this is okay. He must have started to struggle, because I swear his ERA was low 2s, even below 2 for a while. 2.72 though. But yeah, we are gonna give Jairo Iriarte the call. He's been doing, I mean, he had I was gonna say he's been doing really good lately. He has the fire symbol next to him. I mean, he does have a 2.30 ERA in his last 10 starts. He's up to a 76 overall, which I think actually, yeah, that ties him with our highest, because Hagen Smith now is up to a 77. He's the best pitcher overall wise in the organization. But Jairo is going to be tied with Shane Smith, Cannon, and Burke at a 76 overall. Making it official, he's already on the 40-man. He already has some service time. So Jairo Iriarte, let's see what you got. Well, I guess actually we'll have to wait until the next time through the rotation to see what he's got. But let's see if we can get a critical situation here, man. We haven't had one these last 3 wins. We do have the chance, though, to sweep Detroit, to become not the worst team in baseball. Let's see what we can do. We lose it, because of course we do. The reverse of what we've been doing so much. We won the first 2 games, lost the last one this time. I feel like Sean Burke's numbers too have been like slowly but surely dipping. Like he hasn't had a steep decline, but all of a sudden he's got a 5.40 ERA. All right, another divisional series. Kansas City this time. Cannon on the mound, and we lose again, and Cannon probably got lit up again. I'm not liking what Cannon's doing either. He really struggled to start the year. That's why I sent him down. He's a 76 overall. You'd think he wouldn't be so overmatched. Gave him some time. He got some good innings down in AAA, and yeah, he's just come back and not been any better. All right, well, let's see how many losses we have in a row, because that seems to be what we do. No, we won that time. Apparently a AAA guy's healthy again. So we lose 9-5, then win 9-5. Dude, and Trevor Stephan, 2 1/3. He's got his ERA down to 1.56. He's been insane since we got him. We traded for him when his ERA was, I mean, it was definitely over 2. I don't know by how much. All right, well, we got a chance to win 3 straight series against 3 straight division rivals. See if it lets me play in this one. Doesn't look like it. Nope, and we lose 6-2. And of course, right after I point him out, Trevor Stephan, don't know why he would be pitching the game after he just threw 2 1/3. So of course he gives up 4 runs, ERA's right back over 2. Also with that last loss, getting us to 81 total losses, that means we officially can't finish this season over 500. But oh my God, I completely forgot that we just passed a huge milestone. We won our 42nd and obviously our 43rd game. We passed last year's 41 win, 121 loss White Sox. So that officially means the counter has started. Every win we get from here on out this season is worth $1 million towards a potential total contract we can offer above the $75 million, because that was the rule for this whole series. Benintendi's contract, $75 million, biggest contract in Sox history. We have to earn the ability to pay somebody more than that, and that's done through $1 million a win over 41 wins in each season. So officially, as of right now, with 43 wins, we've added on $2 million. That means if the season were to end right now, or if I were to offer somebody a contract extension, which I don't think I'm going to do right now, but that would mean that I could offer a total contract of at maximum $77 million. All right, but with a severe lack of critical situations, and this being the last series I plan on playing this episode, I want to pitch in Jairo Iriarte's season debut, which I think also will be his first big league start. I think he only worked out of the bullpen last year, and I'm excited. I mean, he's not necessarily a guy that I think factors a whole lot into the future, but he's young. He's already up at a 76 overall with that B potential. I don't know how much higher he'll get. Or I said B potential. He's at a C potential, but potentially, if he keeps progressing well and if he performs well, maybe that potential does go up to a B. I mean, it could be at a 79 right now. I don't really know. I haven't gone in and looked at him. I also don't know why his stamina is going down so much. -4? Oh no, it's because we're on the just about to get into the game screen and our coaches get rid of stamina. Definitely something we'll be on the lookout for in the off season is fixing our low rated coaches, which unfortunately means we're going to have to move on from Will Venable. All right, here we go. Bottom of the first inning against the Braves. I guess this is a pretty difficult matchup for Jairo's first start. I'm sure the Braves are still good in our universe. That was a bad release. Only 19 games back of the wild card. We still got a chance. Don't write us off. Actually, that does seem, for us being so many games below 500, that seems like not as far back from a playoff spot as I would have thought. That's a double. All right, come on, Jairo. We got it out of our system there. We're all good now. We can settle in. I do kind of wish he had either a 5th pitch or had a different pitch than the 2-seam. I don't know, kind of having 4-seam, 2-seam, and only 4 total pitches. Not the biggest fan of. There we go. That should be an out. Oh, that's going to get through, isn't it? And it's going to score a run. Jairo's not running the direction I want him to. Get involved in the play. Just casually running right through the base path as he's about to slide. Acuna's taking off because of course he is. Not even close. Dude. That's definitely one thing as I was recording all that gameplay. Pitching on GOAT difficulty is so frustrating because where's that going? I do everything perfect. That was 100 and not, I think it was 0 degrees off exactly on time. And because of the way that the par system works, that thing went all the way out of the zone when so much of the par was in the zone. I desperately want pitching to work differently next year. I am really getting tired of the way it works right now with the par, and the ball can end up wherever. When you get it perfect, you do everything right and it's just random. All right, well, my ranting distracted from the fact that we ended that inning only giving up 1 with a double play, and now Colson Montgomery hit a home run to tie it up. So we're looking good. Okay, I'll take that. Weak contact, pop fly. We want swings and misses, though. I think Jairo actually is supposed to be a little bit of a strikeout guy. Yeah, 67 Ks per 9 is his highest per 9 rating. Don't remember his exact strikeout numbers in the minors, but if I remember to when I was checking last, he had about 100-ish innings thrown, and he was up over 120 strikeouts, so the Ks per 9, not just the rating, but the actual strikeouts per 9 innings, was looking good. But we are not getting any chases or any swings and misses. What is this? It's this, like, you can't just throw it down the middle, but it always finds a way to sneak to the outer edge of the par that's out of the zone. It is just ridiculously frustrating. Any game that when you up the difficulty, it doesn't actually make things more difficult, it just introduces more random. That's not good. That's not how it should work. Okay, that should be another double play, though. So, 2 innings, 2 double plays for Jairo to end an inning. All right, we are still tied at 1 here. Going into the 3rd inning, we're going to have to face the top of the order again. That gave us some trouble. I'm doing everything right and throwing a ball again. All right, we got another 2-strike count. I've had a lot of 2-strike counts, and we don't have a single strikeout yet. We still don't, even though I swear he did not make contact. And then a ball put in play. I mean, it's an out, but man, dude, 9-hole hitter against a guy whose strength is strikeouts, and we can't strike him out. Do I just sound bitter right now? Why do I sound so frustrated? Dude, he can't hit the zone. I'm throwing fastballs. I'm leaving so much of the power in the zone, and it just consistently ends up out of it. There's another. There's all 3 pitches this at bat. Every single one of them. And watch, it's probably going to do the same thing. Unreal. Like, if I mess up, I want it to be because I'm messing up. All 4 of those pitches were fastballs. Fastballs that I get a perfect release on, that I try to put in the zone, and every single one of them ending up out of it. That one did too. That's just going to go. Yeah, okay. Guess there's not really much to complain about there. Pitch ended up out of the zone, somehow still is hit for a home run. I think that's actually the 2nd home run I've given up in this episode to Ha-Sung Kim on his 2nd team. All right, well, all of a sudden now this start is going bad for Hyro. 2 1/3, he's given up 3. That ERA is way up there. You know what? I might just get through this inning and call it. I cannot deal with this right now. This is... I mean, if you're a longer time viewer of mine, I know I've also said plenty of times that pitching can be too easy, and I do stand by that, but this isn't the more difficult it should be. Like I said, more difficult shouldn't just mean more random. It should mean more difficult to do things right. Give me a tougher time. Make it so that 98% accuracy isn't perfect, instead of telling me that I did everything perfect and it still ends up where I don't want it to end up, and I walk him. Like, I didn't walk him there because I messed up. I walked him there because the game decided I walked him. Okay, and then that one. That one I just missed my spot. That's what I'm talking about, though. If I mess up, hang the pitch, by all means. And there we go. I messed up again. The pitch hung again. And we got 2 outs. I mean, if that's not this game, I do things right, I'm punished. I do things wrong, we get outs. All right, I legitimately am getting way too frustrated right now. I need to be done. I'm just going to sim to the end of this game. We saw 3 innings of Hyro. He got 2 more scoreless. I guess he's better off without me. All right, we got the 9th inning here. We're down by 1. We go down 1, 2, 3 and lose the game. I know I'm already on the whole simulation play style, so it's supposed to play a little bit more towards the players' ratings. I don't really think that changes much about what I've said in terms of still pitching with pinpoint, still having the par, still doing everything perfect, and it just ending up wherever. Maybe, I don't know, maybe even for pitching, I lean into the random, lean into the ratings, maybe even just change it to classic, you know? I just pick the pitch, pick the location, see if it ends up where I want it to based on the ratings. I know that's not what I wanted this series to be. I outlined that back in episode 1, but I also didn't know I'd get that frustrated playing a game that doesn't matter right now with what our record is. All right, well, now that officially means we can't go 500. So we officially are a losing team in the year 2025. But at the same time, every win we manage to get from here on out is just a bonus. It's just more money we can offer to free agents. We got 2 more games to finish out where I wanted to get to for this month. Let's see if we can do anything against Atlanta. We do win game 2, 7-4. Another Colson Montgomery home run. His average is up to 265. Do you understand this? When I sent him down when him and Teal weren't performing at the beginning of the year, I think his average was in the 170s. All right, last game of the episode. Can we win a series against a very good Braves team? We don't. We lose a close one. We got walked off on. Oh, we had the lead in the 9th. We blew it and lost. All right, well, that's gonna do it, and a lot of things happened. Obviously, we had a lot of new players coming up, a lot of shuffling throughout the organization. Finally got to see our draft picks, which I was very excited about, and now we should only have 1 episode to go to end the regular season. And I don't want to harp on it too much, but like I said in the middle of this one, I really do want to get through a decent chunk of this, whether that means I really only just play next season the way that I wanted to, and then maybe we move into like more of a long-term simulation sort of thing. Because again, I know we don't have much time left, but I kind of want to double dip. I kind of want to both play with this team that I've assembled and have gotten excited about, but I also want to get far enough into the future that we can actually see some of these guys develop and get a chance at becoming a contending team. But for now, thank you guys for watching again. Thanks for sticking with the series if you still have, and I will see you guys next time.